I'm going to open PLO 20 tables. And someone check raises. We have only 4 ace, so I'm going to just fold. And where is there's another table? Trying to fix these tables. Okay, now it works. Oh, sorry. Not flush draw, half a pot C, but easy call on the turn. Probably. I'm actually going to call the turn. If he has a king, we have equity, and if he doesn't, even a pair of tens is often good. And he had pocket aces. So when you are commenting about the hands, remember, say table number 1, 2 on the top, 3, 4 on the bottom, and 1 was my hand. Yeah, it's still a thing, that's why I don't have the reload. I wondered why I have only 17 euros. On table 2 we have bottom 2 pairs, but no one bet the flop, so definitely I'm going to bet the turn for protection, and he calls, and on the river I'm check calling. If he has a missed draw, he might bet the river, so when we have 2 pairs we have to call, but he checks, we win. And I might actually open PLO 10 table here if we don't get a spot on PLO 20. And now an aggressive opponent 3 bets us. We draw, and we flop the inside wrap. And on the turn we pick up even more outs. We have 12 outs. And he just folds, which is nice. Table 1 with the 2 calls. I think we can bet half a pot c-bet. Sweep definitely knows that we are going to c-bet our whole range, but there's a calling station behind him, so it's a really bad spot for him to make big moves. And I don't think he's ever going to raise with air. And he just folded, and Steve-O is going to fold often enough for us to make profit. Even if he calls with any flush draw, any trips, any overpair, we still make profit. But when he calls stuff up, he's not going to fold the turn often, so I'm just giving up. Yeah, he had aces with the flush draw. When calling station calls the flop on paired boards with the flush draw, I don't really want to barrel the turns. Because if they have a flush draw, they might call the turn, and I don't want to 3-barrel them. And if they have any made hand overpair or something, they are just going to hang around until the showdown. I'm going to open one PLO 10 table so we can get 4 tables open. And I'm on a waiting list on those PLO 20 tables. Now I have to get my mind back to poker after that half an hour of technical problems. Actually going to change this way so we have PLO 20s on the top and PLO 10s on the bottom. Nice hand on table 3. Not a monster, but definitely playable. King Jack 7-9. I'm actually going to fold. Kind of close, but really hard to hit anything really strong. If I was on the big blind and the small blind opens, then I would play it against button open, but on the small blind we should play pretty tightly. US Pro asks something about Nightwish. If you are asking from me, I have no idea. I don't really listen to Nightwish. Here I'm going to 3-bet. I thought about calling, but he's sort of regularish guy, so I'm just going to 3-bet. And on this board we definitely have a ton of folding equity. And when he calls, he might have some kind of draw or weakish ace. I don't think he has trip 8s that often. So I'm just going to protect my hand against flush draw. Don't want to give him a free river card. And when he calls, it really either he has some kind of ace king type of hand, or he has trip 8s and he's just making a call down. And he had a flush draw, I think. No, he had ace 5. Wow. We thought that he might have ace king, but ace 5 and calls the turn. Well, thank you, sir. Is it a stream of the best PLO coach in the world? No, it's not. Sorry. And now Tolkien makes limp 3-bet. And we have ace. I'm actually going to fold. When he limp 3-bets, he has aces for sure. And here on demo 1, we are going to have a peek, but we have 3-bet and 2 cold calls. Of course, we have to call, I think. $3 into really big pot. And now we just see. If he shoves and these 2 fold, then I'm going to call. We have the middle pair and the cut shot. Well, let's see if we can get a free river. Free turn. King of clubs would be nice. Then actually improves our hand, but makes a straight possibility, so probably if someone shoves, we are drawing 4 out, well, 8 out. Hum. Just thinking about, can we fold? It would be such a weird fold, but he might have ace king, and he has king queens. King 9, yeah. So he had the straight, yeah, but even against, if he has a straight, we often have at least 7 outs, and he might be betting like aces because he has blockers to the straight. He doesn't know what to do. And the fact is that if we check the flop, can we just fold the turn? I don't think we can call the turn. So, not sure. Should we shove, but with that bet I think he has more than just straights in his range. Might have king queen type of hand, but not sure. And here we had a 3-way all-in. Now when we have invested on 2 euros, then we are getting in. This guy of course can shove almost anything. And he has aces, so we have really nice equity. And we pick up the pot. I think we had almost the best equity. 35. Yeah. Oh, he had 43 because he was double suited. But we had 35 and we needed like 30 or 29. So we got lucky there. Now I'm on another PLO 20 table. I'm going to close. Which one is better? Shorty. Steve. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to close. So I'm going to close this one. I'm so tempted to steal the pot here on table 1, but they might call me a straight. I'm sure he would call with the straight. He just doesn't understand when there's 3 of the same kind on the board, any pocket pair beats him. If you have any topics in mind that we might discuss during the gameplay, just feel free to propose anything. Yeah, I'm not the best PLO coach in the world, but I might be the best totally free online PLO coach in the world. Haven't seen a lot of interactive free PLO coachings on the internet. And now we have another PLO 20 table, so I'm going to close this. And here we have a 3-bet. Of course we are going to call in position, and let's see if we hit the flop. And we don't. Table 3, no one bet the flop, so I'm going to bet it. And Zlatan earlier he called with weak ace, so if he has any made hand, he's going to call us on the river anyway. So I'm not going to barrel him. And he had aces again, he would snap call me on the river. I'm going to make a note out of him. So I'm going to note that this Zlatan is going to cold call with capped range up there. It's pretty obvious that he doesn't have jack or full house. So his range is most likely over pairs on a value range. So we know that we can definitely value bet even the smallest trips. We can value bet straights on paired boards against him and so on. I'm going to change this table 3 as soon as we get to the big blind and put PLO 20 table on it. Here on table 4, I'm going to go with this small rundown on the button in a multi-way pot. 4, 5, 6 can create some straights. On the outside table, we were 60-40 favorite on the flop in 3-bet pot, and the opponent called with top pair and a cut shot. We had 2 pairs and open ender, and we lost the pot. So at least we can give him a green marker. If you were to start playing 6-max PLO, how would you start? Wow. It really depends on how good, what does he do? So we have 9 outs to the straight. He probably has a flush draw, 6 outs. But we have such a huge odds to call. So it really depends how much you understand about poker. Because if you are a real good hold'em player, you understand the mathematics, you understand the basic poker concepts and so on, then the transition is pretty easy. But if you don't understand basic pot odds, mathematics, equities and that kind of stuff, then the transitioning and starting is a bit longer. Hold'em is a lot easier game to learn because you can start with short stacking. All you have to do is worry about pre-flop hand selection And as you have like 220 or something hands in Hold'em, it's easy. You can just write down which hand I'm going to open, and you can put all the Hold'em hands into preflop ranking. So you just say that I'm opening 10-9 suited and then everything better here. It's easy to know what to open. And when you learn that, then you can worry about flop play, turn river, and so on. But in PLO, you can't short stack. It's totally different way to make money than in 100 BB stacks. And you can't have any preflop hand charts. So all you have to do is you have to learn the hard way or the long way. What makes a good PLO hand, what works in what situation and what not. Then you have to learn what kind of information affects your decision making and so on. And yeah, it's a longer journey to learn PLO, but it's definitely worth it. Here in table 2, they are going to take a flip. Here's our Finnish regular shorty shoving a lot of hands preflop. He might be actually tilting. Not sure why he shoves that hand. Table 1, no one bets, and we flop top pair and cut shot. Definitely we bet the flop. And we win the pot. $27 beats AA has 3-bet all kind of trash. Has been pretty active in earlier sessions. And now we just wait until we get some playable hands. The first way to start PLO is to understand how the PLO hands are structured. When you understand what makes a good PLO hand, what hurts your hand, what hands work in heads up pot and why, what hands work in multi-way pot and why, then you can make good pre-flop decisions. And then you can work on some basic flop situations and turn situations and so on. In my mind, you should practice your thinking process and decision making from the start. And here we flop open-ender with the straight flush draw open-ender. And I'm just going to call. He doesn't barrel the turn, which is kind of strange. Oh, we had a full house on the river. Missed that. But he had nothing. Not sure if he thinks he has a straight draw, but he didn't have. Ace, queen, jack. 8, double suited, definitely open. And I'm making half a pot c-bet against the calling station. And he folds. We don't really have to worry about his calling range when the board is king king 4. Unless he calls with total air, we can make profit with the half a pot c-bet. we have to win the pot 35% of the time or so. So if he folds 65% of his range, we make profit, and even if he calls with, well, like any 4, any king, any overpair, queens, jacks, he's still going to fold often enough. Yeah, definitely I 4-bet lighter. I'm going to 4-bet all my ace king king hand, ace king queen queen hand, some good double suited queens. But if you have, well, he's not that active 3-better. 17-28-8, so he has probably played some tilting sessions. But if you know someone is 3-betting a lot and he's on your left, you have to think about that before you open a hand. When you open a hand, you have to know what do I do if he 3-bets me. So this table is probably not that good one anymore. And there's... Oh, I'm going to open one more. Yeah, I checked the river there. I said when I won the hand, I saw that, oh my god, I had a full house. So I should have bet it. It's so rare that I have pocket deuces in my hand, so I don't recognize when I have the full house with those. I'm going to close this one. He's the only guy with high VPIP and he's an aggressive one and on our left, and then there's 3 regulars and a shorty, so I opened another table where there should be more fishes. With top pair, I'm just going to donk. It's a limp spot. And they both call. There aren't any draws on the board, so when you get 2 calls, should be worried, and now he bets big, so I'm just going to get out of the way. Nasty river if we would have called the turn. But really looks like he has the set there on the turn. Table 1, we have the top pair. I'm just betting the turn for protection. There's a straight draw and flush draw possibility, so I don't want to give any free cards to random hands. Two BB min open. I'm going to call from the button. Of course, the hand is not that great one for multi-way pots, but we can't isolate anyone when there's a cold caller. And 2 BBs in button, we have 10 BB pot. Sort of easy to play. Of course, 10 high flush draw or 10 high flush is just a bluff catcher. And no one bet, so I'm definitely going to bet the flop. And here we have 3-bet, we have a great hand, we call and we hit the wrap. So probably going to just raise him. We should have some folding equity against overpairs. And if he has something like overpair and flush draw, we just get it in and it sucks. But we have folding equity, and if he calls, we have decent equity against his range. And he has pair aces, or does he have jack 8? Yeah, he has jack 8. But he doesn't have the flush draw, so we were in a pretty good shape, 53% favorite. So we were favorite on the flop. Seven, 5, 6. Well, I'm going to open. He's sort of tight-ish, so I'm really worried about just this guy. And he folds, so it's good. Decent hand on table 4. And here we hit the rapish. Here's a calling stage, so I'm definitely going to bet against him. But when he calls, we have a ton of outs. So I think we should bet the turn. Now the question is that, can we make him fold a flush draw? I think I have to, because he has so many hands in his drawing range that actually beats us. So I just have to get him fold. Here we can stack off with aces. Of course, it's probably going to be three-way, so we are not in a great shape. Table 3, the flop is just so horrible. And we have calling station, and this guy is call happy too. So I'm just going to check fold this flop actually. And here we have to stack off, and he has gut shot and a flush draw. And he makes a straight flush. We were 36 on the flop only, but we need 25% there to stack off. So, call happy player got pretty lucky, like he had Queen, Queen, 7, 4. What the fuck was his hand? Yeah, Queen, Queen, 7, 4, and he calls the 4-bet, so it's a horrible call, but he won the pot. Here we have a nice hand on table 3. Table 1 we have top pair and open ender. I'm going to bet the turn here on table 1, because no one should have a lot of overpairs. And he bets, wow. I'm actually going to call. He can definitely be bluffing with all kinds of draws. Oh, then he was just slow playing his 7. Yeah, he hadn't. Oh, he had a 5. And he had a 5. They both had 5s. Just when you think that it's unlikely that anyone has a random 5, They both have it. Yeah, it's easy to play PLO. Just call 4 bets, hit the straight flush draw and hit it. But the good thing is that he's probably thinking that his pre-flop call was fine, because he won the pot. But actually, calling 4-bet with pocket queens is a huge mistake. So now he keeps doing it, because now he believes that it's good. Good to call with pocket queens, so he keeps doing it and loses a lot more money. Now I can close this one actually. And we open different one. In number 2 we open from the bottom to steal the pot, but flop is pretty bad and we have nothing, so I'm not going to even c-bet this board. And this is the guy who called the 4-bet with pocket queens. The percent of random hand containing a 5 in 100% range. I actually don't know. And I definitely don't know if we take the fact that there's 1 5 in the deck, so there's 1 5 on the board, there's 3 5 on the deck, and then you have to have a 5 that doesn't hit the flop, so it reduces some of the combinations. So I don't know the exact percentage, but it might be. Probably is a lot higher than I or most of the players would think. Here on table 2 I'm going to barrel the turn. And table 4 I'm going to raise him. Oh, 3 is really good card for us. Improves our hand. And he has full house. Wow. He's definitely hitting today. Runner, full house. But he had a flush draw and a wrap on the flop. Just played it passive. I'm going to make a note. Please be draws passively up. Another aces. Let's see what happens this time. He's a shorty, so I'm going to 3-bet him and hope he shoves something like pocket kings or whatever. And we're going to stack off on any flop. He has less than a pot, so I'm just going to shove it. And he has the flush draw and cut shot or something. Yeah. 44% on the flop. Here, I'm actually going to check back. Because I think that he might raise me, and I don't want to bet call on this flop. So I'm going to check back, and now we can value bet, and if someone raises, I don't believe they have the flush. This guy might have, but if he raises, he doesn't have the flush. Well, now there's the formulas. I don't understand formulas. If I want to know how often random hand has a 5, I'm going to open software that is going to tell me. You can check it on any equity calculator that shows you the hand combinations. Just see how many hands there are in 100% hands, and then take away all the hands that has 5. But then you don't know, because there's only 3 5s on the deck, so there should be a dead card stuff included. Because there was 1 5 on the board, it kind of makes it less probable than if you just count how often you have 5 in random 4 cards. Because there was 3 possibilities in the first place. Top 2 pairs. And it goes check, check, and now we pick up the flush draw. So definitely we bet. If he raises, I would have shoved. But yeah, now the spade flush draw complete, so. And he bets big. I'm just going to fold. Really bad spot for him to bluff, because this Tolkien can have a flush draw, I can have a flush draw. So he probably had the nut flush. And that just shows you that when he calls on the turn with the nut flush draw and he donks the river and doesn't get calls, his turn call was minus EV. Unless he was bluffing, but it's such a bad spot to bluff. Shows you how playing out of position actually means that often if you call with the draws out of position, they are minus EV calls. Now we have played 45 minutes with the working softwares and nothing much going on, and we kind of have to stop in a few minutes. Normally we play up until 11, but I have to wake up tomorrow all the way until the summer. At the end of the May I will have these early mornings. So on Wednesdays we have to stop slightly before 11. And I'm sorry that today this was a mini session. First we had some technical problems, then we tried to fix them, and now nothing has happened. A couple of flips and that's all. I don't know, want to see but this guy. Now we actually pick up the pair and we win the pot. I'm always wondering that if someone is playing with VPIP 70, what is that 30%? And then before we pick up the queen high flush, and we have to see bet the flop. He might call with two pairs, sets, smaller flushes. Yeah, he's going to fold a ton, but if we don't bet, we are going to miss value. Table 3, we pick up the wrap. And we can min raise. Pretty easy to play. When someone min raises, they rarely has air, so he's not folding. And we have 9 high, we have to hit something, so definitely just call. See if we pick up anything on the turn. No, I don't have a job, I'm doing my practical learning. Studying for my bachelor degree, we have to do this practical learning. So basically we are working for free. And I did one practical learning from October all the way up to February. And now I'm doing another one up until the end of May. Here I'm going to just check and see if we hit, because he probably has something he's not folding, and we have 9 high. There's not a lot of folding equity because the ace doesn't change the board. Now he bets small, so I'm pretty sure he has 2 pairs set or something, but we can't represent almost anything, so just have to give up. But we got a lot of equity to call. And here on table 2, just raise. We have a hand that can hit a lot of stuff, so we won't, or we don't want to limp with this hand. For some reason now we cannot flush draw, so definitely bet. And no action. Table 1 we have AC, so 1 check in. And half a pot c-bet on this board. So if he folds 1 out of 3 times, we make profit. I'm not in a bar. I'm actually, the last practical learning was in kindergarten, and now I'm in the school. Trying to learn stuff from the immigrants. Should we bet? Well, I'm going to 3-bet. If they all call, the pot would be over 15 euros, so we can stack off on decent boards. Like this one, top pair, over pair, cut shot. So definitely stack off here. No, I'm doing my bachelor. Bachelor, how do you pronounce it? It's the Bachelor of Social Services, what I'm going to be when I grow up. No, it's not bartender. In a University of Applied Sciences. It's ammattikorkeakoulu in Finnish. And just as I was planning on finishing the session, now we have action on every table. Here it's going to be 10 cents to see the flop, but this hand creates problems. The problem is not the pre-flop call, of course, with half a BB with insane odds to see the flop, but anything this hand hits is just creating more problems. Of course, if we have something like ace 4-5, then it's a perfect flop, but if it's not ace 4-5, like queen jack 6, what do we do? There's huge reversed implied odds with these type of hands. So I'm just folding pre-flop so I don't have to get myself into those nasty post-flop spots. Table 3 we have pocket kings. Bad kings are really bad hands to 3-bet. We can just call and play for the set value. We don't hit the set, but we hit bottom 2. No, it's not the master's degree. I think master's degree is from the... I don't even know. It's from the university. I really don't know the Finnish school system in English. I only know what I have to know, which is my own degree. And here on table 3 we bet the bottom 2 and they just fold, which is nice. It's in Diak, in Järvenpää, but same kind of score than Loria or Metropolia or whatever those are. Same kind of stuff. Here we don't even have the cut shot, we have only the overpair. I'm going to call once. And if he doesn't have much, he's going to check the turn. And I'm going to bluff the turn. And he calls, which is kind of strange, so he probably has overpair or 2 pairs type of hand. Yeah, he had aces. And even with aces, the thing is that when he doesn't have much to improve and he check calls the turn, the only way he can make money is if I just check back the river. And when I check back the river, I often have medium strength made hand. Which means that against my betting range on the turn that I check on the river, it's going to be pretty thin compared to the range that I'm going to barrel the river. If I have air, I'm going to bet the river. If I have better hand, I'm going to bet the river. So when he just check calls the turn with overpair, it creates a lot of problems for him on the river. So I don't really like those c-bet flop with overpair and check call the turn out of position when your hand doesn't improve. We hit the set on table 3. And we're going to stack off versus these guys. If he has ace jack, he's going to stack off and he might call with any ace. And if he doesn't have anything, there's not much value we get on the turn. Wow. These are the most strange lines that happened. He calls the flop and donks the turn. I'm going to fold my double cut shot. Here I'm going to stack off versus this guy. Nasty spot because the 10 completes a straight draw, but I think he has a lot more flush draws in his range than he has those straight draws. So I'm just going to bet pot. And if he has the straight, we have to draw. We have a couple of outs to split and 10 outs to full house. And he has queen jack this time. And we split the pot. But he's going to have more of flush draws than queen jacks. So against his range, the shove is good. And what did he have? He has top pair and a cut shot, and he calls my raise. Jesus Christ. Wow. Well, that was justice. But yeah, I don't know. If he puts me on a set, he calls me with 4-outer. And if he doesn't put me on a set, why doesn't he just shove? Hard to know what these guys are thinking. I'm going to barrel this one. Of course, we have the trips. But even if I had air, I would bet the turn. Table 4, I'm going to raise, because this bet is so weak. It doesn't look like a straight at all. So when I raise, my hand looks a lot like a straight, and they should fold if they don't have anything. But this guy calls. So now the question is, do we triple barrel or do we give up? And he wins 76% on showdown, so I'm going to barrel him. If he has 2 pairs, he's going to fold. And now thing is that if he's a thinking player, he might think that, okay, the flush cut there, would he barrel with the straight? But when he calls the flop and turn, I think his range is probably made up with sets and 2 pairs with open-ender or that kind of combo draws. So even if I had a straight, I would barrel against this one. Because if I check, he's never going to bluff his set. And this time he folded, which is nice. But when he doesn't raise the flop, well, he might have a straight, but on the turn when the flush draw opens, if he has the straight, he's going to check raise me. So when he check calls a turn, his range is capped. He has sets and maybe 2 pair in his range. I'm not sure if you are seeing some funny arrows at the bottom of the stream. It's not on my screen, but I can see them on the preview window. I hope the graphics have been good ones during this broadcast. If there was any problems after the restart, just let us know so we can try to figure out what is wrong. On table 1 we make up the straight, but there's a flush completing on the river, on the turn. And river pairs the board. There's a bet and there's a call, so I'm going to fold. The only way we can win the pot is that he is bluffing and he is calling with a really bad bluff catcher. And he had a full house. He had the trips, but yeah, he had a full house, so good fold. Yeah, there's, and I'm going to make more mouse arrows. Yeah, now we had the whole family. It's like the old computer game Lemmings. Now you have more of the arrows. Number one, thought about opening, but this Simobai, if we hit anything, we can just value bet a lot, and if we don't, we can draw to the showdown. So with any, like even a 50% range, we are going to make money out of this one. Like if we play with the same range, 80%, means that we are going to hit the flop as often as he. So when we don't bet, we check to the showdown, it's kind of flip. But when we hit, we can value bet. So against these really passive guys, we can play ton of hands in position. And here we open against second 4, and of course we see bet ace high flop, a lot of folding equity. And he folds. Just printing money. Yeah, now I see that I have some black below the hard explanation, but on my screen I don't have. So for the next coaching, I'm going to tweak the area that the software is capturing. And if it explodes, then I miss you all. Now it's almost 11, I think we have to end. And hope that on the next week we can have a full length coaching. I'm going to take away the blind postings. And number 2, I'm going to open this sort of bad-ish hand, but there's a limper. We can often win a lot of pots on the flop, and if we hit, then we can figure out how to value bet it. And now we hit the nuts. No, it's not the nuts, but top 2 and the straight, close enough to the nuts. Yeah, it's a new arcade game. You have these arrows on the bottom, and then you have the straight flush, and it's 500 BP pot on the river, opponent shoves, you have the absolute nuts, and now the question is, these arrows are trying to fold your hand, can you stop them all in time? I should make that arcade game. It should be a hit. Table 1. Nice looking hand, but actually not that strong, especially in multi-way pots. And now we have 10 high flush draw, which is kind of awkward to play on multi-way pots. Like, if we draw to the flush and we hit it, what do we do? So often with these 10 high flushes in multi-way pot, if the flush completes, we just check to the showdown. Now we have double flush draw. I'm going to bet it. Represent some kings that I wanted to check raise or random tree. And if we hit the flush on the river, we check, and if the river is total blank, then we can barrel again. Now I have no idea if we made money or did we lose money, because we actually lost quite a few flips. Yeah, I think there's these twister sit and goes and spin and goes. The way I see it, they should be made up is that instead of spinning the winning amount, the whole table should spin on the table, on your screen. Like the whole table is twisting and turning and bouncing around. And then when you want to make a decision, you just have to catch your table. That would be nice. So it's like drunken poker, even if you're sober. Here on table 3, we flop top pair, over pair, and nut flush draw. So hard to see that we are going to fold easily. The best thing that can happen is a 4-way all-in, because we have the nut flush. And they both call, and turn is total blank. I'm going to bet. If they are slow playing 2 pairs or set, then be it. We have 10 outs against sets. But most likely they are on a draw. And they both fold, which is funny. And now I'm trying to and today always interesting to see what the results was. Interesting. Well, we are going to play 2 more hands, so let's see if the results change. Top pair. And definitely we see bet here, because they are going to fold a ton of their range. And we actually block a lot of their value combinations with the top pair. If they raise, it's easy fold. And I'm going to barrel here. Just make him fold a flush draw. And he draws, so he has a pocket pair. Probably kings, queens. Yeah, he had a queens. And now the last hand. Let's see what happens. So Arnimetsa was playing drunk. Medication complication. Yeah, I know those. Happens on Friday evenings. Here the board is really bad for c-bet. Because Queen Jack 7, really hard to miss this board. And we have these call happy players. If the flop goes check, 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 we have backdoor flush draw. And anything below 7 often gives us a wrap. So, but we don't get a free turn, so here we go. And now I have the results. Just have to make sure that we don't skip the big blind, which is strange. At microgaming, you can actually jump over the big blind, which shouldn't be possible, but you can. So, like if this guy sits out, button goes here, and I'm on the small blind. Here, this guy bots. Yeah. So made a note, because he's 81 and 5. Looks like a really passive calling station, but he just bots the river with the missed draw. So it's really nice to know that his big river bets, when he's not representing much, can be bluffs. So the results are minus 31 almost. In PLO 20, we run 2 blinds under EV, and in PLO 10, we run over 3 blinds over EV. It was the one big flip that we won. But in PLO 20, we run bad. So, losing session this time. Let's hope that on the next week, when we don't have these technical issues, we can actually make a lot more profit. This was PokerMania's PLO evening. If you were watching this on the Twitch, sorry I didn't watch the Twitch chat because of the technical problems, but if you were watching this on the Twitch, please join PokerMania and join our own chat where you can interact with the coaching. Next week we have the English PLO coaching on Wednesday, and on this week's Friday, next week Friday, we have a PLO night in Finnish. Of course, you can always join and watch even if you don't understand Finnish. You can see the screen. I don't have anything more to say. Thank you for the patience with our technical problems, and have a good night.